You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is?
And Aleister Crowley, who was a full-time occultist and worked as a part-time spy for Her Majesty's Intelligence Services, conducted a series of magical rituals in New York City in 1918 called the Alum Lantra workings. And this was a series of very, very complicated magical rituals designed to open up a psychic telepathic portal to other dimensions in other parts of the cosmos. And what Aleister Crowley wanted to do is he wanted to contact psychically, telepathically, the intelligence of alien beings. And in actual fact, one of these alien beings came through. Aleister Crowley gave it a name. He called the entity Lam. Now, in Tibetan tradition, Lam is a path, and a lama is somebody that follows the path to enlightenment. And Crowley referred to Lam, this name, as the name of the race rather than the actual individual being that came through. And Aleister Crowley sketched the being as it projected itself into his mind's eye. And it's fascinating because the sketch that Aleister Crowley did really does resemble what many eyewitnesses have reported of so-called grey aliens. These are usually beings that have no facial hair, no bodily hair. They have enlarged skulls, and they have very unmoving, small, sort of slit-like mouths. And this is exactly what this sketch that Crowley did looked like. And in actual fact, Professor John Mack of Harvard University, who was recently run down by a motor car while he was visiting a university in England. Professor John Mack, while he was at Harvard, did a research project, and he statistically projected that there were literally millions of people in America that claimed that they had had contact with these grey type beings. Now, conventional scientists, even though they may accept that the universe is teeming with planets that may have intelligent life forms on them, many of these scientists say, well, these planets are so far away that it's very unlikely that any being will visit us here on planet Earth, just simply because the practicalities of travelling enormous distances in space would sort of separate us naturally from one planetary civilization to another. And it would be very, very rare indeed that we would be visited by an alien being. Well, this does not, of course, preclude the attempt to contact these beings telepathically, and the psychic power or the psychic world which we see written about in ancient texts from the Indian subcontinent, from Sumeria, from ancient Egypt. There's just 3 examples. The astral planes, this invisible realm of spirit, is as vast as the physical universe. So if you believe that it's possible to actually contact spirits of your ancestors and channel communications through a Ouija board or contact spirits in magical ritual, then it should be possible to actually contact the psychic spiritual energy that emanates from entities on other planets. And in actual fact, this idea of being able to contact alien beings psychically, telepathically, constitutes some of the highest secrets of some of the world's most famous magical cults and secret societies. And we see some of these beings being described as secret chiefs. In the case of Theosophy with Madame Blavatsky, she channeled spirits and she called those the secret chiefs, and some of these spirits apparently dwelled upon other planets. We also see it with World International Freemasonry, which is led by a group of what are called loosely the Hidden Masters. Now, in my film The Illuminati, which I made in 2004, it was revealed that one of these Hidden Masters of World International Freemasonry has a name, and he's called Yota, or Yoda, and is meant to be an ideologue, a spiritual entity that guides World International Freemasonry. And this Yota ideologue, or this Yoda entity, whatever you want to call it, is not actually the spirit of a human, but it's the spirit of an alien being. So Eyes Wide Shut is really an expose of these super wealthy people in stately homes. They are, if you like, the American Illuminati, the American aristocracy. And in the film you see a form of black mass. And the black mass is traditionally a satanic version of the Catholic mass. And in the film you see characters dressed as cardinals and a character dressed rather like a pope from the medieval era. And it's a ritual of sex magic witnessed by these super wealthy individuals who disguise themselves using masks which are reminiscent of the Venetian masked balls of the medieval era. And sex magic is a very specialized form of magic. It's really bringing together an atmosphere of psychic tension within the temple and combining this with sexual tension and the energy that is given out at the point of orgasm by the people that are taking part. This sexual energy is offered up to a spirit, and of course in the case of Satanism and various versions of black magic rites, this sexual energy at the point of orgasm is given as a gift to breathe life, as it were, into a demon spirit which is invoked. And at the beginning of the ritual in the film Eyes Wide Shut, we see each of the participants kissing each other. And this is a very common thing that you find in rituals. The high priest or the high priestess would often welcome each initiate to the ritual with a kiss. Now, in black magic, such as the black magic that was practiced by the Knights Templar, and we know for sure that the Knights Templar were involved in very, very dark occultic goings-on, because when the Knights Templar were interrogated, many of them confessed, and one of the confessions was that they used to give each other a sacrilegious kiss. And the high priest of the Knights Templar order used to bare his buttocks to each of the initiates as they entered the temple, and they used to have to kiss the anus of the high priest. And the other things that used to go on at Knights Templar rituals is spitting and trampling on the cross and denying the existence of Jesus Christ. and also a form of necromancy, which is a form of black magic which involves corpses and invoking spirits, summoning spirits, and then implanting these spirits into a dead body or the severed head of a corpse, and trying to watch muscle movements of this head and receive spiritual communication. And these heads were highly prized, and they were kept in silver caskets, and they became known as Baphomets. So Eyes Wide Shut is one of my all-time favourite films. It's one of the very, very few films which actually shows you what goes on in magical ritual. And it's no secret that the aristocracy throughout the ages have been involved in black magic, and I actually cover these subjects of the royal elite and black magic in my film Murdered by the Monarchy, which is part 3 of my series of films about the Illuminati.
Throughout the ages, the ruling elite have known that man is not alone in the universe. There is archaeological evidence which suggests that long ago, planet Earth was visited by extraterrestrials, and these alien beings have been mythologized as gods into our religious systems. Planet Earth is teeming with life, and every living creature is animated by a spiritual life force. Therefore, any alien life form should also have a spirit. This film exposes for the first time that contact with these alien spirits has been a long-term project for secret societies. Many cults, such as Freemasonry, the Ordo Templi Orientis, and Scientology, claim to be guided by spirits of extraterrestrials, sometimes referred to as the secret chiefs or the hidden masters. A legacy of contact with these alien spirits has inspired many ancient texts, which explain how magic can be used to contact spirits of beings in other parts of the universe. Modern science tells us that space is nothing more than just a dead vacuum. This is not true. An invisible web of energy has been proven to flow throughout the universe, and long ago it was called the ether. Planets are alive. Space is populated by millions of planets, and each planet is a super living organism. Planets exist in space with a huge number of organisms which coexist in a symbiotic relationship, creating and recycling the atmosphere and soils of each planet. Planet Earth, like all planets, is therefore a super-living organism, and because our planet is alive, just like one of us, our planet also has a spirit. Every living thing has a spirit, and that includes bacteria, viruses, trees, plants, insects, birds, fungus, and even flowers. These are mostly called nature or elemental spirits. In fact, there is a hierarchy of spirits in the spirit world, which has its own aristocracy of senior angels, and yes, at its lowest levels, evil spirits, a place called hell, which also has a hierarchy of demonic dukes, princes, and kings. In 1996, NASA astronaut Story Musgrave filmed a strange creature living in the upper atmosphere of planet Earth. Professor John Mack of Harvard University published statistics which report that millions of people have been abducted by alien beings. If the video evidence collected by NASA astronauts is correct, and alien creatures do actually exist, then it is highly likely that these alien creatures will also have a spirit, just like humans. When our physical bodies have worn out, our spirit leaves the body and returns to the spirit world. The spirit world is what Buddhists call true reality. This is where the spirits of all living things in the universe live. It is divided into different planes, often called the astral planes. This is where our spirits dwell and then recycle themselves on the fabled wheel of life, eventually returning to the physical world in a fresh new body. Mystics throughout history, especially in the Holy Lands, have tried to describe the mystifying, strange, and complex world of the astral planes. The Kabbalah is a collection of texts which are forbidden to be studied before the age of 40. Kabbalistic texts describe the spirit world as the Yen Welt. The Kabbalah teaches that there are different, invisible, parallel universes which intersect our own reality. Indeed, it is the astral world where the two strange worlds of human spirituality and the spirits of extraterrestrials meet. Buddhists teach reincarnation, and that means that some of us may very well be incarnated not only into just another physical body, but a body which lives on another planet. The higher secrets of the Kabbalah included instructions on how to kill a person with just one look. This is called the evil eye. The magical name for the evil eye is En-ha-Ra. In a wax cylinder recording made in 1921, we can hear British black magician and part-time espionage agent Aleister Crowley invoking the fallen demon angel Raziel and En-Ra-Ha, the evil eye.
What